Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back today with episode 14 of our Medieval Dynasty playthrough. We are getting ready to launch into what I like to think of as the spring scramble. We ran around doing quests and collecting things during winter, and now spring is around and we've got to actually do things around the village. So we're going to go ahead and load up our game, and while we're looking at that, I might ask if you learn anything useful. If you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and drop into it. Alrighty. So at the end of our last stream, I was crafting some knives for us to use for selling to get our taxes paid. I made 60 of them. We're going to go ahead and throw some other things. Spring's right around the corner, side of green trees. Everybody's happy. Yay, what did we earn? 15 mood, we'll take it. So yeah, I made 60. We figure we've been getting an average of 200 per 10, so we're looking at about 1,200, or yeah, about 1,200. Where'd my donkey go? Donkey! Really? You went back into the stables. You never do that. Okay, so one of the things that I do want to do, because we need to do some harvesting stuff, so we're going to put those knives on him. I do want to get a couple of scythes made so that we can go ahead and harvest the fields. We're actually not going to start with the one behind our house. Speaking of, I want to shift one of our workers for the fields to someplace else. For now, it's just a temporary move, and you know what? We can move the fisherman to fish for a moment, because we need him to not be... That was weird. Roland. Oh, I think I went about it backwards. Okay. So we need to take Roland, and we're going to put him in the fishing shed for now, because we don't want her to clear those too fast. We want to be able to actually clean up one ourselves. Now, I did read that they did fix the issue with workers not using tools out of storage. Apparently that did used to be a thing. I knew that. But apparently that is no longer a thing. They will use tools out of storage. So we're going to go ahead and start dumping our tools in the storage. And if I remember right, we still had some fishing spears on us, unless I put them someplace else. It looks like I put them someplace else. So we have a bunch of other stuff that we were going to sell that's in this hut here. So we're going to go ahead and take these out. And with us, we will give them to our donkey to carry for us to sell. So we're going to be able to clear out at least one person, probably more than one, to be able to make some money here. Not the fishing spears, we want those. And I'm still wearing fur like an idiot. But that's alright. We will get that fixed up here momentarily. Let's see. We'll put our junk torch in there and we'll keep the 100% one. Our knife we want to hold on to. The stone spear can go away now. The torch can go away. And the wood spears can go away. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and equip our new torch. There it is. There we go. And then we're going to come up here and see about making these. Stone hoes are going to be made over in the forge area, though. So let's take, we'll say 2 logs? 2 should be enough. We'll take 8. I'm not entirely sure how many it takes, so we're just going to take 8. So our farmer's going to start harvesting right away, and that's fine. We can let her harvest. We just don't want her to start replanting. Oh, I was right for once. Somebody want to write that on the calendar? Psych was right. Alrighty, there we go. So now we can take these. We're going to need to equip them. Am I overburdened? No, I'm just moving slow for some reason. So we're going to want to take some stone hose. I was not right. I was wrong. We already had a stone hoe, What we actually needed was stone sickles. So, strike that, pull it off the calendar. Status quo. Here. And some more broadleaf. I also want to get ourselves a shack up here soon. Oh, right, I didn't go over our goals for the day. Okay, so our goals for the day are to get our 2 fields combined into one big one. And we're going to take the field behind the house and make it bigger and use it for animal feed. And we want to get our taxes paid. Speaking of, what did this come out to? So that's $1,300 in taxes. Now, when I finished up with the knives after the end of our last stream, we did unlock the sewing hut tier 2. So that's going to be a thing that we're going to want to craft as well. That'll give us more building experience, which, if we recall, we needed building experience to make... Honestly, I don't even remember what we were trying to make. Oh, good, it is sticks. What? Oh, it's 6 stones. Blarg. Okay. Oh, the mine. The mine needed building experience, so that's actually going to be good to upgrade, even though we don't really need to upgrade it, just to get that building experience. Sorry, I am like a chipmunk on crack right now as far as attention goes. We did get all of our houses except for our own upgraded. So they're all the second tier house except for ours, and I don't think we can fit a second tier house there. Size-wise, it looks like we might be able to cram one in there, but remember they have a little bit of overflow on either side for the eaves, so I don't think it's actually going to fit. And that's fine. I mean, it's not ideal, but we don't need a 2-bed house, or a 4-bed house for ourselves. We only need the 3-bed, because we can only have 1 child. All the NPCs can have 2 children, which works out really well, because we need them to have 2 children to replace the couple as they age out. Whereas us ourselves, we only need to replace ourselves and our wife. But you can't replace your wife with... you replace yourself with your heir, but you can't replace your wife with his sister, because that's not good. That would be a totally different type of stream and probably not okay on YouTube. So we only need 1 bed for children. I suppose I could have slept and done this before we started the stream. But I still try to put as much as I can on stream for you guys, so you know that I'm not doing anything shady when I'm not recording. Like, there's no cheating going on. It's all straight vanilla medieval Dynasty. There's no mods, there's no cheats, there's no nothing. And our settings are complete vanilla. They are basic standard. We didn't change a thing. And I know there are some things that I could have changed, like the faster crafting. And going forward, we will do that if we do another series. But for this one, we want to finish it out in vanilla because we want to maintain our economy. Because when it takes time to craft things, that plays a part in the economy. And that does weigh into the cost-benefit because the time taken to craft is part of the cost. But we need to account for that when we go to craft things, because, I mean, we've taken upwards of half a day, sometimes a full day, of just crafting at the end of a stream to get things taken care of, depending on how many of them we have. So that does change your cost-benefit analysis, so any playthrough that claims to be vanilla that's got the fast crafting on really isn't, because you've changed the cost-benefit analysis, so some of the things are going to be less costly for their benefits, which completely shifts the economy. But that's basic economics. But we don't want her to waste any of our fertilizer trying to fertilize this field because we're going to change it over. So that's why we're helping here. Normally I would let her handle it. She's more than good enough to get it all done. Perfect. So now, before she can do that, we need to go to destroy. Ha! Ha ha! You were trying. I saw you. Okay, so now we've got our build in place. We're going to go to buildings and farming and field. So to get this, we're going to want to come out a couple. Like so. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to go into management and fields. Shoot. I forgot about the other field. We should have cleared it first. I wanted this to be field 1, not field 2. And she's over there harvesting, isn't she? No? Yep. Okay. So let's go through and wipe this guy out. There we go. Okay, so if we look at our fields now, yes, it is now field 1. So we are going to make this entire field flax, and she has everything that she needs to plant flax here, so we're not going to have to help her at all with that anymore. We're just going to let her go to town. I'm hoping that she will be able to do that without any help for the beginning, because the beginning's kind of wonky. These bushes are going to get wiped out. It is what it is. There's no real help in it. So we're going to do farming. Nope. Yep. Field. Now remember, we had to come 3 back from the corner. So 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. There. So we need 2 tall. So that's 1. There's 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So that's going to be our new field here. And we're actually going to grub this one up for her. And this one's going to have, we're not going to do flax back here like we have been for the money. As much as I do like money, we're going to do oats back here. The oats are the other half of the equation for the animal feed. Because remember, we're trying to get away from having to rot excess food intentionally for fertilizer. So we're going to get some piggies, because the only thing that they produce is poop. And we're going to use piggies to... 2 of them should be enough to do our field easy. So we're going to use 2 piggies, and then we have to feed our donkey too. So this field should provide enough of both to feed our donkey and our piggies. Donkey! We're going to ride him over there. This is going to be faster. Okay, so that's a thing. Apparently it's not just trees. If you run into anything, it throws you off. Okay. Oh, we can't put it all in there. There's too much crap. Okay. Let's shake our rye back out. So our rye, what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to put it in the barn. We're going to thresh that at the end of the episode when we're getting ready to cut the stream. That way we don't have to sit through threshing of 656 rye. More, actually, because there's some over in storage, I'm sure, from the stuff that she harvested. Did we set up our second field to be... No, that one's fine. This field, we did not set up field 2. So field 2, we want to be oat, 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 oat. So rye and oats are what we're looking at for animal feed. And we don't have any oats, so we can't plant them just yet. So we're going to have to get that handled before the end of the season as well. Now I'm going to throw our excess hose in here in the hopes that I was not lied to and she will use them out of here. Now we do need to find our rye. There it is. So there's another 268. We got a crap ton of rye. Snag a drink on our way by. And we're going to throw this in the barn as well. Now eventually we're going to have somebody in here that can do this for us, but for the moment, that's not a thing. Oh! Excellent! Congratulations on getting somebody to join your village. We're actually going to try to increase our village a little bit today, because I made the mistake. So you are capped out on your workers and population based on your dynasty reputation. And I made the mistake of thinking that 6 out of 6 meant I could only have 6. And that is not true. So I've been holding our village back by accident in this series, and we are going to remedy that as soon as possible. The only reason that we're not... Oh, no worries. I appreciate the watches. I really do. I'm still very, very small, and I'm not the greatest orator or anything, but I like to think I kind of know what I'm talking about. I mean, at least I'll admit when I'm wrong. Right, I'm still wearing the damn fur for winter. At least our house is easy to find right now because it's the only small house and it's still wattle. It's or daub. It's not the nice stuff yet. So take our regular pants and our regular shoes. We'll come on down here to our pants and our shoes. And get rid of this fur so that we don't overheat. Those are heavy gloves. And our trousers with cuffs. There we go. Oh, we do have some oat grain. I already bought the damn oat grain. I don't know what I'm talking about. In the storage. We're performing an experiment with the storage to see if... Somebody had said that they had fixed the thing where you used to have to put their tools in the container by their workstation. And somebody said that they have fixed that where they will now get them out of here. So we're kind of trying to see if that works. Okay, so our taxes are right around 1,000 we saw. So we're going to have to make sure... And I think with those 60 knives that we made, that are currently on the donkey... So we'll take the poison, we'll take the basket, we'll take these feathers, the torch, the knives, 60 knives. So we've been getting 200 gold, or coins rather, for 10 knives. So this should clean him out. Easy. Probably just on the knives alone. So we'll just go down the line. It's going to be easier that way, I think. We need to keep the food for ourselves. Let's, stone knives. Yeah, he'll only buy 47, so he's tapped out.
See you soon.
So now we need to go talk to the gal that does weaving. Yep.
How is the best goods in the valley?
So we've got more knives for her. There's another 260 coins. And get rid of our stone spear, because we got the... They have been up to now, but we're starting finally to get into things that are worth a little bit more. Seeds actually are going to be our main source of income. We're going to get a little over 1,000 off of just the rye leftovers, and that's not even counting the rye that we want to keep. So flax is actually going to be your biggest moneymaker, because flax seeds, you're going to get quite a bit more than what you actually need back, and they sell for a significant sum. And they are very light to carry, so your profit per weight carried ratio is very, very good. We just got the donkey last episode or the episode before, so we're still kind of trying to see how that's going to affect our economy. Feathers are good money too. They're no joke. I mean, if you notice, I just dropped off a crap ton of them while we were there too. But those 60 knives made us more money than the 300 feathers that I had. And 60 knives really isn't that bad. If you've got your people with if you have an excavation hut, they will collect stone for you. And also if you know where to look for stones. And then sticks, you can have your lumber guy grab sticks as well. So if we look at our management screen here, we've got under extraction, so our excavation shed. So we've got them working on mostly stone and limestone now. I pulled them off clay. I was trying to use clay to make... yes, always keep some for arrows. The bow used to be a poop weapon back when I first started playing. And then I took a huge hiatus. I just recently came back to it for this series, so I'm kind of treating it like a new game. But the spear used to be the end-all be-all, and now it's basically an emergencies-only weapon. The bow has really come into its own. But clay and straw does your daub. When you... There's a skill, rather, under building that allows you to... That's not the one. Yeah, I've tried to do that myself, but doing a series like this, I really can't anymore. I actually have to force myself to stick with it. I am terrible about loving the early game in any survival because that's when you struggle the most, so I like to learn to streamline that as best I can. Insulating firewalls, or walls to lower firewood consumption. So that's why I don't know if you've gotten that far yet or not, but that's why our house over here looks the way it does. Yeah, when I started, so my first build ever was right here. And then, so the general consensus has always been that the 3 best places to build are here, here, and here. So my first playthrough years ago, when the game first came out, I built here. And I liked it, and I did expand a little over into here because the mine for Branica is really easy to get to and it's not guarded. To the right of Gostov. Oh, okay. So, and then this one here is really flat too, but you've got a ways to go for any of the caves. This was the only area that I'd never really built in before, and I wanted to try it, and I'm kind of digging it. We've got a really big flat area here. Oh, left of Gustav. Oh, right here? Yeah, I've seen some people build there, but it's not really considered the best because of the sparseness of the trees and the lack of rocks. Like, compared to up in here and over here and down here, you really don't have much in the way of rocks. And that's our cave currently. So if we follow this stream, and there is a camp here, so hopefully we don't encounter bandits at it. If you just hit your first winter, buckle up. I did not see any bandits my first year, and I have had bandits every year since in random locations on the map. And the archers are the most dangerous because they will one-shot you. They go for your head. Alright, where's that wolf? There's that wolf. So let's go ahead and take him out. My biggest problem with the bow is I get impatient and try to make shots from too far out. And I've been trying to work on that. So now we should be safe for our donkey to get through. Now we do have to be a little careful on this stream because that drop-off is kind of a doozy. I actually went with the recurve instead of the longbow. I know the longbow does a little bit more damage, but the recurve has quite a bit more... Hello! Has quite a bit more durability. So I went that route instead. Hey! Free coins and copper. We always love copper we don't have to dig up. Shit, there were 2 wolves this time. No! Run, donkey! Run! Did we get away? Fair enough. I collected a bunch of knives along the way. Did you get the backpacks from the lady that does the lady in Denica is a seamstress, and she will give you the largest backpack and largest pouch, and they stack, which is why our current carrying capacity is 65. And I grabbed those on day 1. Well, you did say you'd watch the first couple episodes, so you saw exactly what we did. I keep forgetting that people actually care about things that I do now. That's not normal to me. Not very many people, but some people. Okay. So let's go ahead and head in here. Okay, before I forget this time, is there anybody here worth having? You have a 3 in production. We will take you. You have a 3 in diplomacy. We don't care. And you have no 3. So you, Miss Oswalda. Yay! You are now a villager. Merry Birthmas. So we're going to put her in the house with our other single male. And hopefully they will bear children for us. And we are going to put her in the workshop to make knives for us so we can be lazy. Okay, well that was not what I intended to do when I went to talk to him. I just wanted to pay my taxes, that's all. Wait, did we not? Oh, we did. We have 700 left. Okay. So we also, while we're down here, need to talk to what's-his-nuts, Alwyn. So we need to go talk to Sambor for that quest. We'll worry about that a little bit later. We do need to deliver the rye while we're here as well. We may as well get all of them caught up while we're down here. Okay, we're going to quick save first, because I don't know that I can beat him. 64 points? No! How many shots do I have to do this in? 3. Okay, so there's the target. Just get some real good distance here. We're gonna draw and fire. How'd that do us? 23. So as long as we hold it still. 24. That should have beat him. $13 on the last shot. Son of a bitch. So do we bitch out and quick load, or do we actually pay to try again? Nah, let's do it legitimate first. If we run out of coins, we can always bitch out and quick load. I've been trying not to save scum any more than I absolutely have to. If it's not a game over, there's no reason to cheat, so to speak. Okay. Oh, that was a good score. So we beat him in 2 shots. And our third one tanked again for some reason. Okay, well that actually makes us break even. Because we should win 100 gold this time. Hello! You guys have any decent skills? You, sir. You are production. We will take you. And you are also production. We will take you both.
How is life treating you?
Okay. Great, see you there. And you. Great, see you there. And there's our male and female. So that worked out. Good host. I don't care about that. Our mood's been on the upswing. Romeo, we already have our wife, so that's irrelevant. Diplomacy, knowledge. The experience would be nice, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to go with... Well, we already put the points in barter, so we're stuck with that. But that's okay. The inspiring speech, I think, is going to be our next goal after barter hits 3. I'm not going to bother with the diplomacy knowledge until later, because you get diplomacy XP by selling things to NPCs, and we do quite a bit of that, so I'm not going to worry about it over much. Okay, so here we are back home. We actually have all of the need-to-be handles. So, at this point, it is about making our place better, and not things that we have to do for the season. I am actually surprised at how quickly we got the seasonal stuff taken care of. I did not expect it to be that quick. I figured we'd be halfway through the season and still trying to fool with it. So it's coming together, and the more people we get, the better it's going to get, because now we're not going to have to make as many tools. It's just going to be nice. So one of these, it's really hard to see at night, and I don't like carrying around my torch. I like saving it for the mine. I think part of it is I don't use a lot of lights in my own life, because I am mostly blind. Without my glasses, I cannot see at all. I need to be right on top of things to make them out. I am nearsighted in the extreme. I have to be less than 5 feet from somebody to tell who they are, or even what gender they are, just by looking at them. It's bad. So I'm with glasses, I see well enough to get by. I can still drive and whatnot, but my eyesight is absolutely horrid. So I don't use a lot of lights. I do a lot of things by dead reckoning. Just I know how many steps, and that's one of my proclivities is I count things. But I know how many steps it is from what to what in my house. So I don't often turn on lights. I just kind of navigate by blind memory. And that tends to carry over into games. I have to remember that I'm streaming so that I light up things enough for you guys to see, because I have a tendency to not worry about it when it's just me. And particularly in games like Phasmophobia, once I figure out the layout of one of the houses in that game, I don't bother taking a flashlight anymore. I just walk it blind, because I know more or less where the walkways are. It's bad, but that's fine. So let's work on those. Let's work on the upgrades here. We're gonna go ahead and go to buildings and production. We have the sewing hut 2 that we're gonna start. And we're going to start with the sewing hut 2 because there's nobody in the sewing hut, so it's not actually going to interfere with anything. So we're looking at mostly logs for this, it looks like. And some planks. Yeah, this is all logs. Looks like 5 per panel. With that exception, so we've got 1 panel, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll say 50 logs we'll start with. Do we even have 50 logs? Way too many planks. These were not 3 separate sections. They were only 2 sections. Well, that's alright, because the extra planks we can use for the houses that we're going to build. So there we go. That's the sewing hut 2. Wow, they're actually using the furniture on the fire. I'm excited about that. Okay, not handicrafting. We wanted buildings, we wanted production, and we want forge tier 2. Smithy tier 2, rather. Okay. You're still not done with the initial grubbing. We might have to help her towards the end of the season to get everything planted in time. She's still grubbing, and I was not expecting her to move that slow. Where's her partner? Didn't we move him back? What you doing, champ? Oh no, he is putting manure down. He's working. What time is it? I might be grousing about nothing. Yeah, it's 9 in the morning. I'm grousing about nothing. They just got to work today. That's what's going on. That one's on me. Worst boss ever. Why didn't you work all night like I did? Huh? So why are you using pickaxes to get me rocks if you're just walking around picking them up? I feel like that should not cost me pickaxes. I mean, hell, I could have done that. Yeah. Because cabbage tends to give me more rot than meat does, and I think it's because it weighs less. So the rot per amount comes out more in our favor. That should work out. Yeah, that worked out perfect. Excellent. And there we go. Our smithy tier 2 is finished. Actually, it looks really nice. So the first one was sticks, the second one is wood. I'm wondering if the third upgrade is going to be cobble like those are. Because if it is, I will be very happy with that. Okay. So when we placed these, we faced exactly east to put these houses in. So the ones in the back are going to go exactly west. So we're going to build a tier 3 house. And this is going to be a little awkward. Seriously? Must be the stumps. So let's pull out these stumps. Oh, I just got the achievement for removing 100 stumps. Excellent. I was worried I wouldn't get it because I'd been so conservative. So we are going to have to pull some of these trees down. Just to make room for the houses. Okay. So we don't want it to interfere over much with our field if we can help it. So we want to be facing west. As close to direct west as we can get. Okay. Now we know I want this edge even with this. Like so, yep. So we're just going to run straight back until it lets us place it. There it is. Wow, these houses are huge. And right on the edge of the field, like I wanted. Look at that. That's nice. Baskets are nice and light as well, so they make good money makers as well. So what we try to do for the money makers to figure out what the quote-unquote best are is you need to figure out how many materials it takes to, one, create the item. So you're looking at the time investment there as part of the cost, and then you need to figure out how much the final product is worth. So that's going to be part of your cost as well. And then you need to figure out how much it weighs. Because if you have something that's worth a bunch more, but it's super heavy, then you're losing a bunch of time running back and forth between town and your house trying to sell them off. So it's not just a materials over money, it's materials over money over weight. It isn't going to hurt anything. So they actually, with the exception of the farmers, they begin working from the moment they step out of their front door, even before they get to work. The farmers are the only ones that matter. So you want to make sure to build your housing hut for your farmers near your fields. And you want to make sure that they have their supplies handy. Everybody else, their work works the whole time that they're away. So like when we go to build our mine at the cave, even though he's not going to make it to the cave before the end of the day, like he's not going to make it all the way to his workstation before he turns around and comes home, he will still produce for us from the time he leaves his house to the time he goes back in. So I don't know if the donkey can get stuck inside the house or not. Frankly, I'm worried that he can, so I've just been paranoid about it. But I'm going to leave one of the panels off until we get the donkey out of the house. But as soon as we start that build process, copper tools. There we go. As soon as we grab the rocks off of him to start the build process, we're not going to be able to move. So that's why I put him inside the house to begin with, and then we're just going to leave one of the panels off so that we can walk him out. Probably the door because it's got the ramp on it. I know fall damage is a thing. I don't know how far the horses and or donkeys can fall before taking fall damage, so I've tried to be very, very careful. But I know they can die through fall damage. Oh, right. The top up here. I forgot about that. I was off by one. Oh, no, I wasn't off by one. I just said that we were leaving one off the door. Oh, the memory and attention span of a squirrel on crack. That is me. Alright, here we go. This is going to be our tier 3 house. That we can't see because it's dark. It's definitely huge. I'll give it that. What's the inside look like? 2 single bed. This looks nice. I like it. I really like it. Right. Yeah, see, I have to... That's why I've been putting 150 seeds in here. Is they're only sowing 100 plots. And it says that they've done 25, but they've used 26 seeds. So that's why I've been over-supplying them, because they seem to struggle sometimes. But they have a full day to get the rest of this planted. So I'm not going to fool with it. I'm just going to let them do their thing. If we get towards the night of the next day and they're still not finished, then I'll come and step in. But I don't want to waste a bunch of time doing that while they then just stand around for the rest of their time. Okay. I don't know why they don't have... because they have that bludgeon that you can make. I'm kind of surprised that they don't have like a mace of some sort. Or a sword. It wouldn't be that outlandish to have peasants with swords. So we only get 3 pairs, but that's 300. Well, it's going to be 210. Because remember, what you see as the value of something, they actually sell for half of that. So if we look at these shoes, they show 140. When we go to sell them to a vendor, they're only going to be 70. Because wait, didn't we put points in the skill for that? We did. So we get 20% better bartering price. So that's going to be a little bit better. That is going to be a little bit better than the ratio I just quoted. We're not getting half anymore. So we are going to get a little bit more than 210 just for those 3 pairs of shoes. Leather is quite profitable if used appropriately. But honestly, I might give up some of them because remember, it's a 5-2 for the knives. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 80, which is going to be 40 knives. So we're going to need 200. That's going to take 200 of our sticks. So we don't want to take them all. So we want to use some of them for other things. But that's what we're going to do. So I think we're going to go ahead and stop the stream here for now. I am going to craft ourselves some knives. And then I'm going to go and thresh all of that rye that we picked. And then we will start off our next session with selling off the rye and seeing what we have for money, seeing what we can do about pigs, and trying to get ourselves some more farm hands. If you learned anything useful or had a good time, please don't forget to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, thanks for watching and have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will catch you next time.